Do Prince Charles and Princess Diana really have a secret daughter? As far as the royal family and most of the public is concerned, Prince Charles and Princess Diana have two children, aka their sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. However, absurd rumor suggests that Prince and Princess of Wales might have had a secret daughter. Up ahead, we unpack the rumors that claim Prince Charles and Princess Diana might have had a daughter. Before Princess Diana married into the royal family, Queen Elizabeth allegedly forced the future princess to test her fertility. After all, Prince Charles needed an heir. According to Daily Mail, in December of 1980, just months before her marriage to Prince Charles, Queen Elizabeth had Diana Spencer tested to confirm whether or not she could have children. Rumors suggest that doctors harvested Diana's eggs and successfully fertilized with Prince Charles's sperm. Following the procedure, doctors had ordered to destroy the embryo, but that is not what allegedly happened. Ending up, apparently one of the doctors who examined the then 19-year-old did the unthinkable. Instead of destroying them, he held one of the embryos back and implanted it in his own wife, explains Daily Mail. To add to the sanity of the story, the doctor's wife apparently didn't know she was essentially Prince Charles and Princess Diana's surrogate. Why is this so-called secret daughter? Rumors suggest her name is Sarah and she was born in October 1981, shortly after Prince Charles and Princess Diana's royal wedding. In her late 20s, the alleged royal daughter's parents died in a car accident. Following their deaths, she found a diary revealing her mother and father weren't actually her biological parents, and she was born from a donated embryo via IVF. Sarah reportedly searched for the donors, but she received a threatening message on her answering machine warning her to stop looking. The alleged secret daughter moved to the United States out of fear. She now allegedly lives in hiding in a small town in New England. Do Prince William and Prince Harry have an older sister? With the exception of their stepsister Laura Lopes, who is a few years older than Prince William, probably not. Princess Diana allegedly admitted to going in for fertility testing before marrying Prince Charles, but to her knowledge the eggs weren't fertilized. But while her doctor could have stolen her eggs and gone forward with IVF without her knowledge, the elaborate claims are a bit crazy. In fact, they are likely fiction. According to Daily Mail's reports, the story stems from Nancy E. Ryan's book, The Disappearance of Olivia. The fictional story follows a woman named Olivia Franklin who admired Princess Diana and wanted to emulate her. Olivia learns that she's Diana's secret daughter via fertility tests and procedures, which somehow led to another woman being implanted with a royal embryo, explains the Daily Mail. After the book was published, the possibility of Princess Diana having a secret daughter went from fiction to fact as tabloids went wild for the story. What Prince Charles said to his friends about Princess Diana just hours before wedding. Prince Charles and Princess Diana's wedding was branded the royal event of the century in 1981, but Prince of Wales confessed something very troubling to his friends hours before the big day that could have changed the course of history if acted upon. Prince Charles was 12 years older than Princess Diana, and when the royal palace announced the engagement, the Prince of Wales' friends had warnings for the heir to the throne that could have changed the history of the royal family if only Prince Charles listened. The Channel 5 documentary Charles and Di, The Truth Behind Their Wedding, revealed the prince eventually shared concerns about his decision to marry then Lady Diana Spencer just mere hours before the big day. The documentary reports Prince Charles said of Princess Diana, "She's exquisitely pretty, a perfect poppy, but she's a child." He added, "She doesn't look old enough to be out of school, much less married." Royal expert Ingrid Seward said, "There was a whole group of Charles' friends who saw this could be an absolute disaster. She was like a high school student, and he was like a professor." Prince Charles' close friend Penny Ramsey had raised her doubt to the prince about the match. The Prince of Wales reportedly told friends he was in a confused and anxious state of mind and terrified of making a promise that he would regret in his life. Ms. Seward said, "Prince Charles kept saying, 'I want to do it right thing by my country. I want to do the right thing by my family.' In his heart, he knew that they just had nothing in common." But Charles was not the only one having second thoughts about the wedding. Princess Diana's dreams of happiness with Prince Charles started to crumble when she made a devastating discovery on July 22nd, 1981, royal experts said. Biographer Christopher Wilson believes the then 20-year-old princess was already very suspicious of the relationship between the groom-to-be and Camilla, to the point that she had pressed those close to Charles over the nature of the close bond with his female friend. But on the same day of her wedding dress fitting, Diana spotted a package with the name of Camilla on it on the desk of Prince Charles's private secretary, Michael Colburn. After insisting to see what was inside of it, Diana found a gold bracelet with the letter G and F engraved, the initials for the nicknames of Charles and Camilla used for each other, Gladys and Fred. Mr. Wilson said the discovery left her devastated. He said, "I think she was very suspicious of anything Camilla. She asked to see what was inside, and eventually she was allowed to have her way. She was absolutely in tears and a terrible state about it. It was clear that this was Prince Charles's farewell present to Camilla." The pathetic reason Prince Charles gave Princess Diana for why he cheated on her. A few years after Prince Charles and Princess Diana tied the knot in what was dubbed the wedding of the century, the public learned just how unhappy the union was. In 1995, Princess Diana gave that explosive panorama interview in which she spoke about her troubled marriage and the prince's infidelity. She explained she knew the heir apparently had been carrying on an affair with his mistress, Camilla Parker Bowles. So what happened when Princess confronted them about it? Well, Charles came up with a pretty shocking excuse as to why he cheated on her. Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer became engaged in February 1981 and were married that July. But according to biographer Andrew Morton, Diana learned that the royal was still seeing Camilla just before the wedding. "Someone in his office told me that my husband has had a bracelet made for her," Diana reportedly said at the time. "I walked into this man's office one day and said, 'Oh, what is in that bracelet?' And he said, 'Oh, you shouldn't look at that.' So I opened it and there was a bracelet. I was devastated. And I said, well, he's going to give it to her tonight." The bracelet was engraved with the letters G and F, which stood for Gladys and Fred, the nicknames Charles and Camilla had given one another. Being married didn't stop Charles from carrying on an affair with Camilla, and Diana decided to confront both of them. The Princess of Wales revealed one evening she decided to show up at a party and confront Camilla face to face. Diana said she remembered telling her husband's mistress, "I know what's going on between you and Charles, and I just want you to know that." The princess then described how Camilla shot back, saying, "You've got everything you ever wanted. You've got all the men in the world fall in love with you, and you've got 2 beautiful children. What more do you want?" According to Diana, the last thing she said to Camilla was, "I want my husband. I'm sorry, I'm in the way, and it must be hell for both of you, but I know what's going on. Don't treat me like an idiot." Diana's also confronted Charles about the affair, and he responded as if it was perfectly fine for him to cheat on her with another woman because of his royal status. "I refuse to be the only Prince of Wales who never had a mistress," he reportedly told her. In her secret recordings, Diana also claimed that Charles' father, Prince Philip, had told his son to have an affair. "My father-in-law said to my husband, 'If your marriage doesn't work out, you can always go back to her after 5 years,'" Diana alleged in her recordings. However, it has been reported when Charles and Diana's marriage was on the verge of completely breaking down, Philip is the one who stepped in and tried to save it. The Duke of Edinburgh reportedly corresponded with Diana through letters and expressed his willingness to help her and Charles work things out. He was also frank about his son's affair and admitted that he and the Queen didn't think Charles would want to leave Diana for Camilla. "Charles was silly to risk everything with Camilla for a man in his position," the Duke wrote. "We never dreamed he might feel like leaving you for her. I cannot imagine anyone in their right mind leaving you for Camilla. Such a prospect never even entered our heads." Eventually, though, it became clear there was no salvaging the Prince and Princess marriage, and Philip threw in the towel. I can only repeat what I've said before. If invited, I will always do my utmost to help you and Charles to the best of my ability, but I am quite ready to concede that I have no talent as a marriage counselor. Prince Charles and Princess Diana's divorce was finalized in 1996, 1 year before her tragic death. In 2005, the future king married Camilla.